Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl with a promised live. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. I don't know who will be watching this. You might be eating some supper or getting something out of the oven, but I am in between waiting for the sides to get finished up. The turkey did turn out wonderfully. I couldn't believe it. The big monstrosity of the 28-pound turkey that I ended up having at my house worked out well. It thawed in time. It's just gorgeous golden brown, and I am so thrilled with how this turned out. So it's resting right now, and then I've got some other sides in the oven at the moment. So when the timer goes off, I'll have to go check on those. But I thought that I would just come and be live a little bit with you guys today so that any of you that are at home and you're wanting something to watch and you don't get to be with family, I will be your stand-in family for the day and chat with you all and say hello. So I don't know, again, anyone may not be watching this. There's probably a lot happening at people's houses right now with Thanksgiving and the turkey and all the food. I kind of eat later in the evening, but I do think that I'll eat a little earlier this year because everything's kind of finishing up fairly early in the day here for me, so that's fun. And little Louie, I just stuck her in the kennel. She's been out all morning, and I just put her in there because I'm about to open the oven door a bunch, and I don't want her to get hurt. I'm very cautious of that. She likes to get a little too close to the oven for my taste, so I make sure that she's safe and secured while I'm getting the sides in and out. So that's fun. So what are you guys doing today? I saw the parade this morning, and let me tell you, they started out with a bang. Jimmy Fallon did a great job with the Roots. I thought that was really fun. That Thanksgiving Day song was amazing. And then, of course, they had Pentatonix, one of my very favorite groups, was on the parade, which I enjoyed as well. And hey, Vintagerous Jody is here from Canada, so we have Canada representing. They already had Thanksgiving, so this is our Thanksgiving in the States, and the cooking is going well for all of you guys that are just tuning in. Mama J's also here. Happy Thanksgiving, Mama J. I'm glad you joined me. I got the turkey de-thawed. It was in a brine all night, which is wonderful. So we had a wet brine, and it just came out of the oven about 30 minutes ago. It is gorgeous golden brown, and I couldn't be more happy with it. But of course, we'll have to wait for the taste test. So it is resting right now before I give it a nice carve. Hi, Randy Gross Clockus. I think I got your name correctly this time. Let me know if I didn't, and I will correct. But thank you all for joining. Did you guys get a chance to see the parade? Joni, I don't know if you get the parade in Canada, but it was a fun morning with lots of great stuff happening at the parade. I really was enjoying all of that. And I have to say, I really enjoyed the Rockettes. They're one of my favorite things to see around the holidays on TV. I love the Rockettes, but I was a little disappointed they didn't do the leg kick. You know, the Rockettes, the Radio City Rockettes, are known for their big high leg kick, all in synchronization, and they didn't do it. They did a different thing this year, but they were still good and still amazing to watch, so I love that. And then, like I said, I love Pentatonix. They're one of my favorites, and they did My Favorite Things, one of the great songs, and I think they did a great job. And then, of course, they had a really interesting way to do the singing carol tree this year. For all of you guys that don't watch the parade or don't know, they usually have had in the past different people singing in the shape of a tree, and so they build this tree, and then there's different levels of a chorus happening, and they're singing a Christmas song. Well, they couldn't do that this year, so they had something very creative with the digital team, and they had different windows opening on the Macy's storefront. Of course, it was all virtually done with the computer, but I thought that was really fun. Vintagerous is saying, living vicariously, enjoying understanding your traditions. I'll have to check out the parade. Yes, if you get a chance to watch the parade online, Joni, I think it will bring you a lot of delight. It is so much fun. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it is an hour or more long parade with all kinds of different stars and dancers and fun floats. They really put on a show, and it's just so fun. I would love one year to be in New York City on the parade route. I think that would be a dream come true. Mama J is saying, we bribed our turkey too. We had dinner about 2 o'clock. It was delish. I seem to never have time to watch the parade. Well, I always make sure, oh, you brine the turkey. I was wondering why you bribed the turkey. Maybe you bribed it into your oven. but that's fun. Yes, I definitely. Oh, Gross Claus. Oh, gotcha. Okay, like Santa Claus. I think it was a great job and it wasn't canceled. Yes, it wasn't. They really found a way to make the parade work this year. And I thought for what they had and how they had to do everything, it was really good. So I was excited about that. And I had a ball watching that. And then I watched the dog show, which I love. We have the National Dog Show on afterwards. And they have a toy group. And of course, Louis, the pugs were represented, but they didn't win. The pugs never win. Hang on 1 second, you guys. Hey, Google, stop. It's telling me that something's done in the oven. So I'm going to transport you guys to my stove over here while I check on the casserole. So let me put that down at the oven level so you can see. This is sort of a fun live. I've got my apron here. And let's see if the sweet potatoes are done. I think they are. By this point, they should be. On. Oh, yes, absolutely. Nice and bubbly. Perfect. And we're going to check the stuffing. Stuffing still is not done, and I don't think the carrots are done yet. I've got cooked carrots. We already have some green bean casserole on the stove, and I've got mashed potatoes done, and I will do the giblet gravy and the pumpkin pie soon. So that's fun. I know, spell check. Don't you hate it? I hate when the computer does that. I am no too full to look at more food. Yeah, it is a fun day to eat. Joni's saying, you are making me crave a turkey dinner. May I have to order one tonight? Well, Joni, you may if you got a good place to do that. It's fun. This is the turkey. Let me show you guys this here. Now, I've got this big turkey here. This is the 28-pound fella. And it is resting, but boy, look at that. Doesn't that look good? I am so excited about that. So that's going to be yummy. And sorry for any of you guys that get easily dizzy. I don't need to spin you around too fast. And yes, turkey dinner is good. So I watched the dog show, watched the parade. I've had some Christmas music on while I've been cooking. It's just me and Louie. We're having a good time this year. I've really had fun making the sides and doing the turkey. And it's been relaxed. There hasn't been too many people in the kitchen, so it's just me cooking, and that's been really kind of nice. It's not overly crowded. So I'm enjoying that. And I'll be making some pumpkin pie here soon, I think. And then I'm going to make a run over to my brother's house where I'm not going in, but I will drop off a plate by his door. So at least he'll have something for Thanksgiving to eat. I know the turkey is huge, Mama J. I don't know if you were on my live last night, but the grocery delivery service that I use because of the pandemic, I'm not going in anywhere right now because I am compromised. They accidentally brought me a 28-pound turkey. I'd asked for a 13-pound turkey, and they accidentally brought me a 28-pound turkey. And luckily, I had gotten it not last Sunday, but the Sunday before last, but it still had not had time to thaw. So I had it in the brine overnight. Thankfully, it finished up thawing, and it looks good. Randy is saying, I can't see. It looks good. I'm on a liquid diet this week. Oh, no, Randy. I am so sorry. That is terrible. I am really, really sorry for you. Yes. Oh, no, Randy. You'll have to make a turkey smoothie. Yes, that's right. Find a way to get, you can get some turkey broth and have a little bit of that. Mr. Stash, hello, welcome, welcome. Hi, everyone. Just stopped in to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe and take care. You too, Mr. Stash. Happy Thanksgiving. And good idea. I'll tell my wife. And then Ruth is saying, happy Thanksgiving, Katie. Just a quick hello to everybody. Yes, Ruth, I understand. Busy day for everybody. I think you guys are having Thanksgiving as well in England. Let me know. But I am just hanging out here, having a good day. What else have you guys been doing today? I know a lot of people are watching football. I'm not a big football fan, so I don't really mind that I don't have that on the TV. And tomorrow will be Record Store Day, Black Friday. So any of you guys that are into records, you might be out at the record stores. I will be going socially distanced style. I will be driving up. I've got my ticket at my allotted time slot. And when I get there at 8 tomorrow morning, I can call and they will bring the records, if they have them, out to my car. So that's going to be really fun. And I probably will go live from Young, Loud, and Snotty Record Store. Oh, Michelle. Oh, my, that turkey. I wish I had some. Rachel just one side. So I have mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, rice, aroni, crescent rolls in the making. I'll be going live after we eat, watching you on the TV. Oh, Michelle, that's fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. I love the sides. That is my favorite part. But I do love the tradition of fried turkey and eggs the next morning. So that's why I wanted to do a whole turkey. And Record Crate, hello. How are you doing, Adam? Happy Thanksgiving to you and Michelle. And yes, bring me Chuck Berry. Well, I don't know if you got any Chuck Berry, Adam. I missed your live this morning because I had a lot of moving parts here in the kitchen, but I will go back and watch it. We did end up, one of the stores ended up getting 2. So that was good. The store that I had originally called, they only had 1 and they weren't going to do any type of extra ticket system or anything to make it felt fairly safe. I mean, they're doing their best, mind you. I would never shame a local record store, but they're allowing people to be in lines. And for me, that's just not something that I want to do. So I was really glad that I finally got a hold of the other record store. I think their phone system was down because I couldn't reach them for about a week. And I was really worried that maybe they weren't participating. But at the last second, I called and they answered the phone and they were doing it. And I got a first time slot ticket for 8 a.m. when they open, and they do have 2 Chuck Berrys. So I might get lucky and get Chuck Berry. So I'm really hoping for that. Hi, Nate. How are you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Mr. Biscuit, all the way in New Zealand. I know you're not having Thanksgiving today, but you can eat some cheese for me. And Jamie, Mid-Century Wasted, is here. Hi, Jamie. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. And Christina, hello. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Nate, I'm sure you haven't gotten a chance to open your box, but I am really excited for you to see what's inside because that's just going to be really awesome. So that's fun. Oh, Blake, I just see you subscribe to me. Blake Dorman. Thank you, Jamie's husband, Mr. Mid-Century Wasted. So thank you for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate that. I think Blake, he loves records too, and he mentioned that he probably wasn't doing Record Store Day Black Friday. And not everybody is, because this year they had 3 drops already. So drop 1, drop 2, drop 3, plus this other extra drop, so to speak, of records. So a lot of people may already have gotten what they wanted, or they're just kind of tapped out for the year. I only got 2 at drop 1, and I didn't get anything drop 2 and 3. So this is perfect. I will be able to get my Chuck Berry. I don't know about Little Richard. I might get that online or through a friend, because here they just don't have lots of quantities. And those 2 records that I want are limited to only 1,000 quantities in the US. So, and that's a rough number, but still, I don't know that they're going to have it. Hi, Jeannie, Chicago lady. Oh, thanks. Julia Child would be proud. Well, I appreciate that. And Victoria H., welcome. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And Blake Dorman says, so sorry I haven't been subscribed this whole time. Oh, Blake, that's okay. You know what? It's totally happens. I'm just thrilled you're subscribed now. 1 extra subscriber is awesome. So, yes, welcome, Michelle. Welcome, everybody in the chat. So I'm so glad you guys are here and hanging out with me on Thanksgiving. I hope this gives you a little sense of community and family. Even if you can't be with family today, there is still lots happening on YouTube. So later on in the evening, Mr. Patrick at Trusty Huckster Mercantile will be going live at 8 p.m. for a shortened Thanksgiving sale. And then after him will be Nancy at This Overstuffed House. It is her first sale, so let's go support her if you can make it on. And then Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living, she said she's working on some sides right now. She and her daughter are just doing sides, which honestly sounds marvelous because I'm a big side fan. I love mashed potatoes and all the extra stuff that comes along with the turkey. That's my favorite. But after she finishes up that and gets a good meal, and she is going to go live as well and chat with all of us. So that's going to be lots of fun. That will be happening on later today. So just sort of look out for that. You've definitely hit the bell notification so you know when people are going live. And Adam's saying April's release is divided by 3 drops, so no additional titles than what was planned in December 2019 were added, and they sat in warehouses. Well, I don't know, Adam, if you have been having this problem, but a lot of people were telling me at the local record stores I had called around. I'd even called up into Gainesville to see what they were doing because I couldn't get a hold of the one that I normally go to that has the ticket system. They were telling me they were on the phone all day with the record store day people. One guy said he was cussing up a storm because he never got any records. So I'm glad, I guess they finally got something. I think there was a little bit of delay, but this year's been just really strange. So Adam, I hope you didn't have any issues and you got everything for your store that you needed and wanted and ordered. So hopefully that works out for everybody. But it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. I'll go try to get the Chuck Berry. I should be, first in line or so. Well, there's really no line, but I'll be first in that group because I've got the 8 a.m. time slot. I'll be able to hopefully get one of the 2 Chuck Berries. I don't think Chuck Berry's very popular here because I've learned in the past that our record stores don't tend to order a lot of it, because I don't think that's what people are looking for, which is really good for me because then that's what I'll get. And I know the people that always get the earliest time slot, one of them only collects soundtracks. So he's not after Chuck Berry at all. So that eliminates one person. I got a FedEx delivery today. Oh, good, Adam. Man, that is kind of a late deal for you. And he says he's waiting for more deliveries. Kays, I don't know if you are new to my channel or not, but absolutely, you can always ask any question you'd like here if it's appropriate and keeps us all feeling happy and kind. So go for it. And if not, then we can't answer that question. Okay, so what else have you guys been doing today? Have you been watching the parade, doing the dog show, doing football, or just cooking up a storm? I've got lots of stuff still coming up in the oven that needs to come out. I'm waiting on the stuffing. This is the one thing that I started. Kays, I'm not sure about that. If you can't get it, I'll try to find it at one of the record stores here and mail it to you. Oh, Blake, that would be amazing. That's one that I really want. I'll try to get it again, limited to 2. So if you find it, I'll be happy to send you whatever it costs and get it mailed down here. You are awesome. Thank you. Do you know how to get Taylor Swift LPs? My daughter wants a Red and a Folklore. You can, and then Record Crate Adam will be able to say much about a lot about that, but the best way is to go, if it's an LP that is new and you're able to get many quantities of them, I would definitely check online. Amazon might have a lot of them, especially if it's Taylor Swift. Typically Amazon has that kind of stuff. And also, because I know you're in Canada, Joni, so I'm saying Amazon because I don't know what local record stores you have, but obviously if you're in the US, highly recommend going and getting something from a local record store and supporting your local record stores. And Adam says to go to his website, he might have it. Okay, great. So go to recordcrate.com. It'd be great if you could support Adam. He's got 2 local record shops and he is awesome. So please go support your local record stores if you can. And if you can't, Amazon is always available for those kinds of things, or Discogs. And I can put, oh, you ship to Canada and worldwide. Well, that is just perfect. And Tony's here. Hello, sweet Katie and friends. Welcome, Tony. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And Poodle's here. I'm dropping in. My husband is micromanaging. I told him to on a fishing trip, and he doesn't fish. Oh, Poodle. Well, I hope your Thanksgiving is fun. I was watching the dog show with you in spirit, that is for sure. And I wish you were here. I saw the Poodle and immediately thought of you, along with our Randy Heilman and the community who also loves poodles. So I'm glad we could virtually watch that together from afar in spirit. And we don't need, on Amazon. Well, Amazon does create some problems for the local record stores and local stores. So definitely go to your local record store. Yes, hello, Nate, Tony, and Mama J. That is awesome. So glad you guys are all joining me in the middle of the day. Just thought I'd drop in. Poodle is saying, Nate, oh yes, Nate is in the chat. Soul Nate, we really love your new name. I think that that's a good thing, and I saw you found a way to change that on Instagram too, so that's going to be fun. Blake is saying, yeah, along with all of those, I agree, Blake. Also problems for the local record stores. They are, because and I think a lot of those places that carry all of the mainstream kind of records that are available now, like even Barnes and Noble, it doesn't help get people to the local stores. In Jacksonville, it is hard because we only have 2 record stores, and one of them is not open all the time, and the other one is open, but with the pandemic, again, it's really hard to go shop at that store. But I'm really glad that I can be a part of Record Store Day tomorrow and hopefully get that Chuck Berry. That's, of course, on the forefront of my mind as I'm cooking all this food, because I'm just so darn excited about that release. So that's going to be fun. And Poodle's saying hello to everybody else in the chat. Yes. So anything else happening today on this Thanksgiving Day? I've got some cheese. This is kind of funny. I've got this piece of brie here and crackers, and then I've got a leftover cinnamon roll from this morning, and I was having my cinnamon rolls and coffee, so I didn't want to throw it away, so it's there with the cheese. I might snack on it later as I'm waiting for some things. Yeah, Adam's given us some information here, but yes, so lots of great stuff in the chat. And I just love Thanksgiving for all this wonderful food. I'm having a ball snacking on this cheese. Nate, I am eating some cheese for you and for the community. And I've got my favorite crackers. Have you guys ever had these? They are so good. These are rosemary crackers. They're by the brand Cars, they're in the cracker aisle. They're a little bit more of a fancier cracker, but they do taste really good. So I always get a box around the holidays for different events like Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm happy with that. Yes, yum. I want some cheese. Me too. And we've been potty training our youngest yesterday and today. Oh no, Jamie, that's got to be so tough. Misty was talking about potty training her dog, her new little puppy. And I know how that is because it took me a while with Louie, but we're finally all settled in well with that. Thanks, Record Crate. I've got red in my shopping cart. Don't see for. Okay, good. Joni, I'm glad you are looking at recordcrate.com and you're able to help get some records through Adam. That's fantastic. And hopefully you'll find the other record you're looking for. Your daughter's really going to like that, I think. That's going to be great. Well, let's check in on the oven. I don't want the stuffing to be in there too long. I've got some cooked carrots in there, and they're going to take a little while to cook. But the stuffing, that's what I started to say. The stuffing is a bit interesting this year. I've always made my own recipe, but my favorite is my grandmother's recipe. Now, she makes her recipe from her mom's recipe, and it wasn't written down. It was all done by just memory and practice. So my grandmother, when I called her, we call her Bibi, she sent me this recipe through email, best she could, but she said that this is my mother's recipe. There is no written recipe. Best of luck. So I'm sort of on my own. I've never done this with her. We always have a stuffing party and rip up the bread the night before, but I never have actually made the stuffing with her because she always does it at her house and just brings it over to my dad's, where we usually gather for Thanksgiving. So I am learning this year, sort of going off a loose recipe, and I'm hoping that it turns out. That might be the one thing that I know is not reliable in the stack of things that I've made. I know the turkey's probably going to be really good, and I've made the sweet potato stuff a ton, and I've made all kinds of other things before, but this is going to be different. So we'll see how it goes. I'm waiting for it to brown, and it's been in there about 20 minutes, and I feel like it should be browning soon. So hopefully that will turn out. Michelle Soulnate is saying, I'm avoiding fancy crackers after my last allergy tobacco. Oh, no, 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 Nate. I'm sorry that happened to you. Judy, happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm so glad you could join us. And Michelle saying, sitting down to eat now. We even made a small bowl for Bella. Oh, how cute. Your little dog Bella is going to love that. I'll be going live around 4 p.m. Central. That's 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. So thanks, Michelle, for typing in that in the chat. That's a big help for all of us. I'm glad you're sitting down to eat. That sounds so good. And Bella's going to be such a happy pup with her little bowl of yummies. Poodle said, Nate has a 12-foot table of delicacies. New Zealand gourmet at his fingertips. Nate has some really good food. I tell you, I want to go eat at his house and have all the dumplings in the world. Yep, Nate is awesome. No, I'm not. So for all of you guys wondering why I've got all this food, it's simply because I wanted all the yummy things that I normally get to eat at Thanksgiving. And even though I couldn't be with family, I wasn't going to let the pandemic stop me from having a good meal myself. So I am cooking all of this for one, although I am going to share a little bit with my brother. I will drop some off at his door. And then my elderly neighbor, I will drop some off over there. So at least there's some food going around to other people as well. But it's just me, and I am all alone with a 28-pound turkey. I can't believe the grocery people brought me that big of a turkey. I think that's so funny. But it cooked well, and I'll do the taste test and let you know how it was. It looked really juicy. So I'm excited about that. Says it doesn't ship to my country. So yes, Record Crate and Vintagerous. Vintagerous, Joni, if you want to email, I'm sure Adam has put his email in the chat, but I think it's recordcrate@gmail.com. You can email him and then get that worked out. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can get those records. Hi, Ross. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Gotta run. Have a wonderful meal. Oh, no worries, Joni. Bye, Joni. Did the same thing, Judy. Well, good. We're in good company with wanting the yummy food. I wish I had done that, Katie. I'm regretting not making at least our traditional sides. That's what I thought. I kind of for a while thought, well, maybe I'll just order in from someplace. And I thought, that's kind of silly. I love to cook. I mean, it's one of my favorite hobbies next to photography and listening to records and that kind of thing. And of course, junking. But I thought, why not? Just go all out, even though it's just me, I'll be able to freeze things. I'll have meals. I'll deliver some to my neighbor. She'll have a good Thanksgiving, and she lives alone. So that's just perfect for her. And so this is going to be really a great thing, I think. Poodle saying my son said that he wants to go to Record Store Day, but no money this week. Yes, well, that is the thing with Record Store Day, is with all the other drops that have been happening, is a lot of times people have kind of got burnt out, I think, this year. Several people were saying that they weren't going because they had already spent their record budget for the year earlier on some of the other drops. I luckily had only gotten 2 things at drop 1, and I didn't do drop 2 or 3, so I can do the 1 record tomorrow that I'm after. But yeah, records can get very expensive, but it is worth, we can, supporting your stores. Hi, Kathy Biller. Happy Turkey Day to you as well. And Mama J says, going to have dessert soon. Gotta go. Yes, gotta go. Enjoy that pumpkin pie or whatever dessert you're having. Sounds good. Yes, it is. I am just going to enjoy some good food. Adam is still here. Oh, good for you. Yeah, thank you. I'm just having a good time. Honestly, it's been nice, even though I love my family and I do miss being around all the busyness and all the dogs and people and fun things happening in the kitchen. It's kind of been nice to have a kitchen to yourself, just to cook what you want at your own pace. That's been really nice. Bye, Nate. Enjoy your grocery shopping day, and your ride is here. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Thank you, Nate. Enjoy your shopping and get some cheese for me and some New Zealand delicacies. Hi, Dana. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, enjoy your day, Nate. Absolutely. So I'm going to take you guys again over to the stove so that I can check on my casseroles here that are in the oven. And I'm going to tilt you guys down so you can see what I'm up to. I usually don't leave the live as I'm talking, but because it's Thanksgiving, I do have some things in the oven. but I don't want to get burnt, so I'm going to check. Oh, good. We finally have some brown stuffing. Beautiful. That's fantastic. So that can come out of the oven. And let me check on the carrots. I'm not so sure that they're finished yet. We'll have to see. And I've got my fun Starburst silverware from several people. Abby sent me some, and Michelle at Comfy Cozy Living sent me some. Oh, almost done on the cooked carrots too. This is going to be really yummy. So we got some dressing. Hopefully this turns out okay. Since it is a recipe that was my great-grandmother's and it wasn't written down, I don't know how it's going to be, but we're going to give it a try. So that's going to be good. To see, dressing is one of my favorite things. So I'm just going to put some of the foil on. Keep it nice and warm. Oh, and the baking casserole there. It's finished up. So that is going really well. Mashed potatoes are done. Everything is on schedule for the live. And for the live. It's not scheduled for the live. It's on schedule for the meal, I should say. And then for all of you guys that came in late and wanted to see the turkey, here it is. It's resting under this piece of foil here. But boy, it does look really good. I'm excited to open it up and see. I hope it's moist. It should be. I did something that I think works really well for turkey. If you guys are cooking turkey, always start with the bottom that's normally on the bottom. I'm trying to explain this and I'm not doing a very good job, but instead of putting the breast up like most people do, if you actually put that on the bottom to start with for almost all of your cooking time and then flip it upside down when you've got 1 hour left of cooking time, your breast won't dry out and you'll have really cooked, good, nice thigh meat and leg meat, but then the breast will get a chance to brown that last hour and it won't dry out. So that is a really good tip for that if you are looking to cook a turkey. You know, a lot of people like to do this foil method, or they put a cloth with butter, doused in butter all over the top to keep the breast nice and moist, but I really think that that works so well. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you think it looks good. It will all be in the taste test, but that's fun. Oh, you smoked turkey. It's delicious, Tony. That sounds so good. Yes, your breast always dries out. Well, you know, try that next time, Adam. Try starting in reverse and make sure to get under the skin. You know, it's kind of a gross process. I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but it is kind of a slimy feeling. But you get your hand right under that turkey skin and you get just a whole bunch of compound butter under there. Mix some olive oil in it so that it doesn't burn, because the butter will burn. So if you do some olive oil on top of that with the butter, it will keep the butter from burning, and then you get that really nice moist breast. And then flip it over. Hi, Frenchie Mom. Thanks so much for joining. Frenchie Mom, were you watching the dog show too? Did you see the Frenchie didn't get picked and neither did the pug? I don't know what's up with that. I say that something's wrong with the judges. No, I'm just kidding. I know that they definitely have other dogs that were right and perfect for their pick, but I sure was rooting for that pug and the Frenchie. Dana said, 1 year my husband made a bacon blanket to cover a turkey. That was awesome. I've heard about that. Actually, Gordon Ramsay does that. There's Louie saying hello to all of you. But yes, Gordon Ramsay does that. He does a turkey with bacon, and it does work out really well for him. There's a whole video on that on YouTube, and it is quite interesting to watch. Yes, I know there was tough competition won there, and that Bichon Frise won the small dog or the toy dog category that Louie's in. Well, Louie's not in the dog show, but that her breed is being represented in the show. Yes, I saw the dog that's got robbed. And the poodle, I don't even think the poodle made it. Hi, Nicole. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in the middle of the day. I'm just chatting with people, giving folks a sense of community and family, even though we can't be with our own families this year. We're separated. We do have a family right here on YouTube, and this vintage family is fantastic. A lot of people care a whole heck of a lot about each other, and we're so kind and so wonderful in this little community that we've built, and I just am so thankful for that. That is what I'm thankful for, along with many other things, but I'm really thankful that we have this little community and we get to be together all week long and check up on each other, share things, and all love, of course, vintage and records. So we're all sharing that together, and it's just a really great community. So thank you guys for being so awesome and tuning in on Thanksgiving. We had a turducken one year, chicken stuffed in a duck, stuffed in a turkey with layers of stuffing in between each one. Jamie, how was that? I've had turducken, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's not my favorite, and I love duck, but I just didn't think it was all that tasty. But if you liked it, Jamie, more power to you. I am just a original turkey gal. They didn't even show the bulldog in the non-sporting group. A total ripoff. Grace, I know I was looking for the bulldog, and I didn't see it. And I think that they cut a lot of the dog show short this year. Usually they do a whole lot more with the dogs getting a chance to show off their little skill in the ring. And I think that they cut that out a lot of that this year. But, you know, times are different, and I'm grateful that I still got a chance to see it. Nesting Haven is asking what I thought of the parade, or what we all thought of the parade. And I actually was very impressed. I thought they did a great job. They started right out with a bang with Jimmy Fallon and the Roots. I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Fallon. I think he's hilarious. And I was so glad. I always look forward to him on the parade. Every year he usually has a float. He's usually on, I think, the Gibson float, the Gibson guitar float. But this year he was out in front in 34th and Broadway doing a really cool performance. I thought that was fun. And I loved Hamilton and Mean Girls. Although, I'll be honest, you know, I've heard the Mean Girls soundtrack for the musical. I'm a huge fan of the movie Mean Girls. And of course, Tina Fey. And I felt like they picked a really Debbie Downer Mean Girls song. And I know that parts of Mean Girls is kind of darker, as they're, you know, are in a sense the Plastics are not the nicest group of people, but they could have picked a little bit of a better song. I thought that was something I really was hoping that they would do. But Hamilton, that was fun. I love the song they picked from Hamilton. That's a really great musical. And then they did Jagged Little Pill, which is a pretty dark, hefty musical, to be quite honest with you. I've heard the soundtrack from that as well, and I enjoy it. It's definitely got a more heaviness like Rent does. And so I thought that was a little bit of a strange song to pick for the parade, especially if we're trying to lift people up. But I did think that Dolly Parton did a pretty good job. They had a guest appearance from Dolly Parton, and I was pretty impressed with her. She was live in Nashville, I think, today, doing a couple of songs. I enjoyed that. And then my favorite parade float, of course, I love the balloons, but my favorite parade float was the second float they showed. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was so Art Deco. It was all decked out in that gold, black, and silver, and it had this cool Art Deco look, and it was a big turkey, and I just thought that was fun. And they had the top hats on Mr. Turkey and all of the dancers in the parade float. I thought that was really fun. I didn't know the singer on the float. I'm a little bit behind, I think. After watching the parade, I was sitting there thinking there are so many artists that are popular now in the pop music circle that I don't know about. And that's because I guess I'm stuck in the 50s a little bit with my music choices. But I enjoyed seeing everything. I thought the parade was great. And the tree they usually do with the carols and the songs, and they couldn't do that. I think Delta usually has a design. They do that big singing tree. I thought their idea with the doors opening were really fun, even though it was a virtual type thing. I thought it worked out well. And I loved Santa. Of course, Santa is the Santa they get. He's just the jolliest Santa I think I've ever seen in my life. He is just awesome. I love him. Yes, we do love each other, Poodle. That's right. And Frenchie Mom is saying, I love the Bulldog too, but he didn't get any love on TV this year. No, he didn't. I was really looking forward to that. Nicole, it was nice, but so very different. Yes, not being able to see the people on the streets and on 34th Street was definitely different. And some of the way the floats were done, like Mrs. Claus, I don't know if you guys saw the ending, but Mrs. Claus was ostracized to the back of the float, and she did have a really cute mask on, but I thought, they could have put her a little bit more front and center, I think. She just was kind of stuck back there like we'd all forgotten about her. But it was still great. I still loved it. It was so neat to have that this year. Well, I was a vegetarian at the time, so I didn't try it. Oh, Jamie, so you don't know what it tasted like at all. Well, if you ever do try one, you'll have to let me know. I have a weakness. I get vintage board games, getting them out immediately after when family's coming over. Yes, I love vintage board games, and I have a whole 2 lockers full of them. I have this, I've showed in my apartment tour, but I have these industrial lockers I got. I think they were pulled out of a school years and years ago, and they're beat up, and I love that look. But 2 of the bottom lockers are just filled with vintage games because I love my board games. I love that. And I definitely miss having my friends over for Friendsgiving and playing Clue and other games that we enjoy. And the chat jumped on me, so I'm sorry if I'm missing any of your chat. Nicole's saying, yes, I used to be a vegetarian too. My husband eats too much meat, so it gets complicated, and I've added a little meat into my diet, but I make sure it's organic and humane. Yes, I'm not a vegetarian, but I have done the raw diet before, and I still try to incorporate some of that into my life. I do think that it's really good for your tummy. So I do try to do that sometimes. But I do love my meat. I got to say, I am a meat eater. Let's see what else is in the chat here. I love that stick of butter guy. I love him too. That's what I forgot to say. Dana, I was so glad Mr. Butterman was back. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys saw that last year or remember it, but I just think that was hilarious. So there was this guy dressed as a stick of butter last year, and he kept following Al Roker around during the parade and getting kind of in his bubble. Of course, this was last year before the pandemic, and Al Roker just kept making fun of it and saying, I'm so tired of this butter guy. This butter guy is greasing me up. And he was just playing it so well when this guy would come by, and it was hilarious. And it went viral. Like on Twitter, people started going crazy about the butter guy. They loved it. And of course, he was back this year with Al Roker, and they had their little, Mr. Butterman and Al Roker riff going on. And I just thought that was hilarious. I love him. He's just so great. And it's so fun that the butter guy, here he is, just this unassuming guy in New York dressed as butter for the parade. I mean, it's still cool he's in the parade, but he wasn't anyone particularly famous. And now, everyone in the world knows him because he's Mr. Butter Guy with Al Roker. And I think that's fun. Oh, no, I missed it. I love Dolly. Yes, look for, if you go back, the parade will be on again later on this evening, I think, on NBC. Look, or you can look up the performance online, but look for Holly Dolly Christmas. That's what they started out with. They said Holly Dolly Christmas, and it had her singing Holly Jolly from her new album. And so that was a great thing. I didn't see much of the parade because I was cooking. Yes, well, I waited to cook. I got the turkey, and I got up really extra early to get the turkey in because I knew that this guy would take about 5 hours to cook. And then I waited. I had previously done some things the night before, so I had everything kind of chopped and ready to go. So I just waited through the parade. And then when the dog show came on, I watched that while I was cooking. I was a vegetarian until I met Blake and started getting into barbecue and smoking meat. But for a long time, I still couldn't eat much of it. Once I got pregnant, I suddenly craved all the meat. Yes, do you remember that Friends episode when, Phoebe's a vegetarian and so she won't eat the meat? And Joey decides that he's going to not eat meat with her as like a solidarity thing because she can't have it because she's a vegetarian and she's pregnant, but then she wants all the meat. We didn't know any of the singers. Poodle, I didn't either. I knew Pentatonics, obviously. They're one of my favorite a cappella groups. I think they're really good. And so I didn't get a chance. I saw them, and I knew, obviously, the Roots with Jimmy Fallon, But and of course, Dolly Parton, everybody knows. And then they had Patti LaBelle singing something. I love Patti LaBelle. But no, I didn't know any of the other singers, and I guess I'm way out of the loop. I'm sure other people must have felt this way. And then they had a performance from the Broadway musical The Temptations. It was The Life and Times of the Temptations. Ain't Too Proud is the name of the musical, and I'd love to see that live. I'm a huge Temptations fan, and I was really excited to see that they did two of my favorite Temptation songs. Of course, it wasn't the actual Temptations, but it was still fun to see, and I'd love to see that musical in person sometime. So that was great. I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm supposed to see the Temptations. The actual Temptations are coming to Jacksonville. Of course, there's only one living member left in the Temptations and the Four Tops, but it's going to be the Temptations and the Four Tops. They will be performing live in Jacksonville. Of course, it got canceled due to the pandemic. So I'm really hoping that those members survive next year, because the concert's rescheduled for next year, but we'll have to see what happens with that. Hi, Lucid Curios, Elizabeth. Thanks so much for joining. And yes, happy Thanksgiving. And I see Jeannie saying, speaking of butter and Thanksgiving, good food. What brand do you guys use? Yes, well, I use Kerrygold butter. Someone turned me on to that. One of my friends did, and it's Irish butter, and it's really fresh, really good butter, and I am just a huge Kerrygold advocate. That's what I get here at my house. It really makes a big difference in the food. Kerrygold Irish butter is the best. Yes, in your humble opinion. Dana, mine too. I'm a big Kerrygold fan. And Jamie's saying it's exactly like the Friends episode. The baby wanted steak. Yes. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lucid. Is Karen in the house? I'm sorry I missed you. Oh, Doo-Wop 45 Bob is here. Hey, Bob, welcome. If you guys don't know Bob, Bob is great. He is in the live chat every Saturday night, Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. If you guys have not tuned in to Johnny G and you love vintage 50s and 60s music, you gotta watch him. He does a great live show on Saturday nights. It's 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So if you're up late, you can be in the chat. And he plays great original 45s, yes, 45s through YouTube. And it is a great show. It's several hours worth of music. And all of us are in the chat talking vinyl and different singers and groups and 45s. And it's great. And Bob is in the chat from Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. And he has been tuning in to my book every week, and he's loving it, which is fun. So, Bob, thank you for hopping on today. I'm so glad that you're here and you're able to tune in. And it's really cool you saw the Temptations live. That's amazing. That's awesome. Nesting Haven got my first organic turkey this year. Poodle, that's awesome. That's really fun. I was kind of at the mercy of what the grocery delivery people would bring, because I'm not going into the stores right now. I'm just being extra safe. So I couldn't get my hands on things and actually pick them out. So I did get a Butterball turkey, but that's the brand that my family's used for years and years. Kerrygold for me too. Bob, we have a lot alike. Records and Kerrygold. Yes, it sure is. More money, but so worth it. I got one too. Yes, it is worth getting really good quality food. I agree with that. That's why with Kerrygold, they're a little bit more expensive than regular store butter, but it is so worth it. I love that Kerrygold butter. Happy Thanksgiving, Bob, to you. So glad you could join us. That's awesome. And Karen's saying happy Thanksgiving. Hello, Karen. And Poodle saying, I get challenge butter because of the cool stag graphic on the box. You know, advertising is amazing because those graphics really do pull you in. And sometimes, I got to be honest, that's why I bought a certain brand of something, was simply because I like the graphic, especially when it comes to certain things that I'm not brand loyal to. You know, like ketchup, I always buy Heinz, and mayonnaise, I'm a big Duke's gal, gotta have my Dukes. But with other things, if I'm not, particular to something and I'm just cruising through the store looking for, say, soy sauce or something, then I will go by the graphic sometimes and all of that. And of course, if they have a special running in the store. Hi, Myra, the Thrifty Gypsy. I'm so glad you could join us on this live. Karen, yes, it's like a restaurant. That is wonderful. Karen, I missed your comment. Dana said, we brought a huge block of Kerrygold butter at Costco. Great price. Yes, Costco has some good things. The nice thing about the grocery service I use, they also go to Costco. So if I needed anything from Costco, I could get it. Charlene is a Kerrygold fan too. Oh, that's awesome, Bob. So for all of you guys that don't know who Charlene is Johnny G's right-hand woman. She helps with all of the research on the Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. She gets the show organized and really does a lot for Johnny G, and that is awesome. So that's cool. So yay, Charlene. She's in the Kerrygold Club. And Michelle Decker is here. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining us this Thanksgiving. So yes, lots happening over here with the sides. That's going to be really fun. I thought I was weird for liking the gold and silver wrapper on the Kerrygold butter. I stop and stare at it. No, Jeannie, you are not weird. It's beautiful. I just think it, and you see the little picture of the cow, and you can think about being in Ireland, and I don't know, there's something just delightful about that. Packaging sure does a lot for us. Hi, Sandra, the Pink Elephant Parlor. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And Poodles is Nesting Haven. My son's girlfriend works at Whole Foods and got a discount on it. Oh, that's so perfect when you can do that. That's awesome. Yes, Judy saying hello to Sam. Judy, do you have a Pomeranian too, like Christy does, Tippy Winks Vintage? Because I did see the Pomeranian on the dog show today, and I was thinking about both of you. Man, Tippy is so adorable. Kerrygold should pay us for all the favorable free advertising. They should. Apparently, our vintage group loves the Kerrygold butter. Yes, you have a Pomeranian. How adorable. Well, yes, in the picture I see the Pomeranian. Very, very cute. Hi, Diana, little vintage me. Just wanted to say hello. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, that is great, Diana. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. And if you're doing anything with family, tell them hello. And if not, I hope you and your husband are having a good time hanging in. Adam says, one of my customers purchased a free-range turkey this year from a local farm, no sodium, $100. Wow, that's really nice, Adam. I've never purchased a turkey from somebody like that. I've always gone through the store, but yes, very, very adorable. Nope, just the two of us this year. Well, I hope you enjoy that. You know, honestly, as much as I love family, this has been somewhat relaxing, just getting to hang out in my own kitchen and cook at my own pace and not have, 15 other people in the kitchen. It's been kind of nice, and I've enjoyed just cooking. I really do enjoy that. It's relaxing. Hi, Lynn Hampton. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving. How are you doing? I hope everybody's had some yummy sides. I've been getting messages in this group text I'm in with my dad, and I guess he's asking if I have eaten yet. No, I haven't, because I'm still waiting on those cooked carrots. Cooked carrots take a really long time to get soft, but my trick for cooked carrots is I put honey and cinnamon and nutmeg in them, along with a helping of water to get them to steam, and I put a lid on, and that always works out really well. Diana, turtle ice cream for dessert. Oh, that sounds good. Turtle pie, I should say. And Judy saying, I do not feel so lonely. Thanks to everyone. Judy, that is awesome. That's exactly why I wanted to go live today, was just to be here for people that needed a sense of community and needed family. And I've said this multiple times, but our community is simply the best. We have created a wonderful little family here. We all know each other by first name, which I think is so neat. And everyone checks on each other. I mean, the week that I wasn't feeling well, I must have gotten 15 Instagram messages from all of you guys here checking on me, making sure I was okay, which I just so appreciate and love. And we're all so awesome. I mean, just the other night on Sandra's sale, the Pink Elephant Parlor, it was amazing. She was gifting, it just turned into this whole night of gifting hankies, back and forth, vintage handkerchiefs to each other. So I just was so blessed and excited by that. And that's just really what our community is. Gotta go. Bye, Diana. My husband said I stayed in also. I need to be extra careful with this pandemic. Yes, it is. It's nice to chat. Okay, I'm going to go live in a few minutes, but I'll wait. Okay, Michelle, I'm actually going to be wrapping some things up here because I do have to get the rest of the things in the oven. Your family went to North Carolina. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, guys, I hope that you guys had a really wonderful Thanksgiving. Again, remember, if you are at home alone and you are wanting a sense of community and family, we are here for you in our little YouTube community, and we are going to keep each other company this Thanksgiving. There will be no worries about feeling lonely, and we are going to be all together celebrating Thanksgiving later on Michelle's Live in just a few minutes. Comfy Cozy Living, she'll be going live. And then, of course, Patrick, the trusty Huckster Mercantile, is having a great sale tonight at 8 p.m. It's a shortened sale, but follow his sale as Nancy at This Overstuffed House. She'll be going live doing her first sale. So let's go support her and be together as a YouTube vintage record family. I hope that you guys have a very blessed and wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope that turkey was extra good and you're eating some pie now. And I love you all very, very much. And I hope you will stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye now.